Brian Pate here, coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona. Just want to talk to you about warming up your body before you start warming up your golf swing. We see a lot of players pull up straight from their car, want to grab their 7-iron or driver and start taking full swings at this golf ball after they've been sitting at a chair working for the week or just coming from a long trip to get into town. So I got a pitching wedge in my hand here. What we want to do is start with our right hand on the grip, left hand on the club. It could be either way around, but feel like we're going to pull the head and grip off the shaft here just to create a little bit of tension in the shoulders. We're going to start with our club above our heads. So you can see my arms are nice and long. If I start bending my elbows, I'm not creating any stretch anywhere in my shoulders or in my lats. What we want to start doing is start loosening up the shoulder joints so they can be mobile for the swing. So we're going to start with it above our head, nice and tall. Might feel like the club's going back behind my head here, creating a nice stretch through the front chest here. Once we hold it for a second or two, maybe we start getting the club head to go back behind the head farther on the right side, feeling a little bit more stretch, then going to the left side. Repeat that once or twice. We're just trying to open up the shoulders. As we start getting some movement going, you might start adding some right side bend, feeling more stretch down the left side of the body here. Repeat on the right side. We're starting to get the muscles loosened up, starting to get the body moving. After you feel a nice little stretch, take the club down in front of you, do a couple of raises up overhead. So now we're getting some mobility out in front of us. A couple times. Then after the shoulders are starting to feel warmer, put your right hand up at a 90 degrees here. And what we want to do is we're going to put the club behind our bicep. I'm going to hold it in my pointer finger and my thumb here. And what I want to do is I can feel like this is staying at a straight 90 degrees from down the line camera here. If this has some tension on it, just hold this for a second. If you don't feel much, go ahead and take a little finger on the back side of the grip and pull it to the front of your body here. So we're just starting to loosen up the external mobility in that shoulder here. That way on the downswing, as we're turning, we're going to be able to let that club head trail as opposed to something that's tight and not going to let us get into the sidearm motion through the golf ball. So what we do on the right side, we always got to do on the left side. Just holding it there for a few seconds. And then let those guys loosen up. Then what we want to do is move down to the T-spine, or the middle of your sternum here, and start feeling a little bit of twisting back and forth. Feel like your hips stay forward. We're not going to use our body to move it, but feel like we're going to move our club with the upper spine or your chest. Starting to get that spine moving side to side. As we start getting looser and looser, start adding a little bit of hip turn, both directions. Here's my finish on the left. Here's my finish on the right. Right now you wouldn't know if I'm a right-handed golfer or a left-handed golfer, just getting both sides loosened up. As your T-spine's starting to feel warmer and warmer, now we can start getting into the hips. So we want the hips to start folding forwards, bend down to the ground, reach back, eyes up to the sky. Do 5 or 6 of these guys. So we're still having the spine moving. Now we're introducing some hip mobility. After that's starting to feel good, let's drop our club to the right side of our foot here. What we're going to do is keep the left side stable, and we're going to start swinging our right leg out in front of us. So we're getting the right leg, the hip, loosened up here, getting everything lubricated. After 8 to 10 times, we're going to go at a 45-degree angle. And if your balance is good for the day, you can remove the club and work on that stability as this leg is swinging. But use this guy for some stability whenever you need so. Once we did 8 to 10 times at a 45 on the right, we're going to go to the left leg. And we're going to go at a 45-degree angle. So now our hips are starting to feel looser. What we're going to do is go ahead and take about a 6-iron width stance, put our club out in front of us, put our hands on top of the grip, and feel like you're going to push the hands out in front of you or over your head as much as you can. Get your ears down below your biceps. Feel like your tailbone's going out and you're trying to make one flat plane from your arms to your head to your tailbone. This will get you a little bit of stretch in the back of your legs here. You'll feel a little bit of the spine lengthening, letting some fluid in there. After a few seconds, come on up. You could do this next one with the club out in front of you or without a club. If we're using the club, what we want to start doing is feeling like we're going to rock our hips down towards our heels and moving back and forth. If you need to use the club for stability, you can use that. But now we're just getting our hips moving, getting stretched out a little bit. If we don't need the club here, we can start from the top, hands on the knees, rocking the hips. We're getting the ankles moving, getting our hips moving more. We might settle down, rock a little bit side to side, hold it for a second or two, then you can stand up. So we're just getting some ankle mobility going, some hip mobility going. After that, we've kind of gone from top down, getting some mobility in the shoulders, the T-spine, the hips, the ankles. Now we can start with some small swings here. Starting to feel a little bit of dynamics moving. What's it feel like for today's balance to get on that lead side leg? There's my stability in the left side. As that starts feeling good to you, introduce a golf ball in the way and make those same swings. Say, can I collect the ball? Can I arrive here? What's it feel like today? So you can hear, I'm starting to breathe a little heavier. I got my body loosened up, my blood's flowing. I'm gonna be ready for the round. So use this idea in your practice to get your body loosened up before you get your golf swing going. If there's any areas that are more troublesome than others, spend a few extra seconds on that area, getting it stretched out, getting it moving, and then move on to the next area in your body. Once you feel warmed, you got the heart rate going, the blood flowing, start introducing golf balls. Start small at first. So we're collecting a golf ball to a nice finish. We're not going to try and smash the golf ball out there to begin. I had a pitching wedge in my hand there, hit my first golf shot probably 40 to 50 yards. Maybe the next one comes in, we hit it 60, 70, 80, and we start building the swing up from there. And then we can work into our mid irons, into our driver, maybe finish with a couple wedges to calm the body down, to relax again before we head to the putting green and the first tee. So remember, warm up before you come out to play, or when you first get here, do a quick little 2 to 5 minute session, getting that blood flowing, getting the body moving so you can play your best golf.